Freak! Freak! Sucker! Oh, damn. Yeah! Don't you regret not coming in this scale. Hello once again, audience, and thank you for stopping by once again for today's figure review of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie 2-pack. We've got Casey Jones and Raphael in his beautiful little trench coat there, right in the box with quite a lot of accessories, which I'm very happy about because accessories are always good for dioramas. And just got some nice Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo at the top. Warning, choking hazard, so try not to eat the toys. And you just got your typical product information at the bottom there, all the blah blah blah, the paint, and that's actually pretty cool that they give credits to who make the sculpt and everything else. That is pretty cool. I would just like to tell these people you did a fantastic job from the first look of it. On the side here, we've got some product shots of Raphael in the trench coat. And on the other side, likewise for Casey Jones. Those are some very cool product shots. And on the back, we got plenty more product shots of them posing together and doing scenes from the movie. And of course, the obligatory reenactment of the movie scene with the figures. Now you can catch America's favorite green teens in their first live-action blockbuster film. After waiting in a puddle of radioactive waste, these radical reptiles are transformed into New York City's greatest crime-fighting quartet. Raphael's skilled side-wielding ninja, beware when he gets angry, you don't want to be around. Casey Jones, the masked vigilante, carries a golf bag on his back filled with clubs, bats, and sticks, makeshift weapons in his war against crime. These highly detailed figures feature an assortment of movie-accurate accessories with over 30 points of articulation for maximum posing power. And we do love our posing power, don't we, audience? Absolutely! So without further ado, let's get these beautiful babies freed from their box. Now then, let us start off with Casey Jones, the masked vigilante. He is a very beautiful figure, but before we'll take a look at him up close, let's first take a look at all the accessories he comes with. Now, as you can see, he comes with two closed fists on the figure itself, but they can be replaced with a large assortment of other fists. We're starting off here with a holding hand for the right. Of course, followed by a holdy hand for the left side as well. It is a beautiful detailed glove there, which they all have. We have another pair of holdy hands with a slightly bigger gap in the hand for the more thicker accessories, I'm guessing. Just so you don't put stress. The smaller hands, and so other thinner articles won't fall out if they are not tight enough. And if you think that is everything, then I will say no, my friend. It's another holding hand of some kind. I'll have to check out what this is exactly for, but I'm guessing it's for the big hockey stick thing. Okay. I'm very well versed in sports, so I'm not sure how he would call that item, but we will get to it in a moment. And we got this pointy hand. Just in case you need to point that at someone who may be down under Sony payments. Or something like that. And of course, all those hands are needed for the accessories he comes with, which are also to be stored in this golf bag, which you can put on his back. And we will test all that out later. I don't know if it picks up too well in the camera, but in real life it looks lighter on camera, but in real life it looks more weathered. It looks like an old leathery brown. Camera doesn't seem to pick it up too well, but trust me when I say that this looks very good in real life. Like the brown here also seems to have some tones of very light, very light weathering. The camera seems to pick it up as one. Might just be my camera settings. In that case, I do apologize. And of course, the infamous golf club. Because we will never call golf a dull sport again. It's a bit. It is a very thin accessory and it's a bit bended. Might be able to fix that with some hot water. But this does feel like a fragile accessory though. So be careful with that. Don't try to bend it or anything. Now, of course, he comes with 2 Jose Canseco bats. And since they are included with the figure, yes, I had to pay money for that. But it comes with 2 of them. Very nice. And of course, the cricket bat. For all you people who understand what croquet is. Nothing to paint on here. It looks like actual wood. That's very nice, the detailing on here. Very nicely done. My compliments to the people who developed this figure. And of course we got the regular hockey stick. Sartor, I think it says. Which I'm guessing is like a brand, or at least an in-movie brand for hockey sticks. Once again, very nicely done, and I love how the wood actually looks like real wood with just small details. Just those wood nerves, they really are in there. That is very nicely done. I am very impressed with the details on these accessories. Like really, it's incredible. And this is that thick hockey stick I meant. Like, I'm not sure what this is for particularly, or is this like for the goalie or something? I don't know. Because there's quite the size difference between these. If anyone understands hockey and can explain this in the comments down below, please do so. Because I am actually very curious why there's like a huge hockey stick, or is this just the thing of him just having one because bigger hits harder. There's some text underneath there which I can't quite make out, but it's probably the brand of whoever makes these sort of things. One again with the wooden nerves on the access. It looks like real wood, like popsicle sticks wood, but it is plastic. This is very nicely done. I am very impressed with this line. Damn, Neca. You do some fine work. And now then, let's take a look at Casey Jones himself. First of all, we have a fantastic sculpt of the mask. And the hair. It is very nicely done. These figures are so realistic. Now, the mask does not come off. However, there was a tease with the new April movie figure that we might be getting an unmasked Casey Jones figure as well. thanks to Judith Hoag, the actress who apparently talked to, I'm really sorry, but I forgot the name of the actor that played Casey Jones, but apparently she talked to him to get Neca the approval to use his likeness. So I'm very happy with that. Now, I wasn't actually planning on collecting these smaller figures, but since they are not doing the Casey Jones and Splinter and all those in the 1/4 scale variant, I just decided to go with these instead. Also because they're a lot nicer on space. Like, you can fit like 40 figures of these in the same amount of space 5 of those 1/4 scale figures take up. But yeah, all the details. We've got some chest hair there and just the jacket itself. Very, very nice. We do have some paint scraping on the white here. This isn't too bothersome to me. Just makes the shirt look dirty. Kind of fits with Casey Jones. Yeah, you can see it's the... I think they put the jacket on him a little bit too early, but I'm fine with that. Always use a bit of rubbing alcohol, probably. Once again, those details on the arms. Absolutely incredible. And got his little sweatpants on there. Even the hint of socks. Very nice. Please focus on the correct item there. Yeah. He's even wearing socks there underneath his shoes. These figures are so incredibly detailed. Like, damn. In a way, it kind of puts the Hasbro toys to shame. Like, the Hasbro Marvel Legends and stuff are great, but my god, like, the details on these figures, they really feel like figures made for, like, representing live action characters. That is really, really incredibly well done. And again, I also don't collect the Marvel Legends, like, MCU line, just like the comic and animated related characters, so I don't know if the MCU related characters are also a lot more detailed than the comic and animated variants, but I am impressed with these. I am really impressed for the price range. Like, if I look at this, I'm thinking like, oh, SH Figure Arts and stuff like that, but those are like 70 each, and this was like 60 for a 2-pack. Very well done, Neca, very well done. Anyway, let's take a look at the articulation. His head can do a full 360. He can look up. He can look forward that much. He can look down that much. His arms can go out that far, but they can also, of course, do a full turn at the shoulder. And they can, of course, turn at the elbow. And we do have a double jointed elbow, fantastically. And of course the fist can turn around the wrist. We do a little rhyme there. And of course it can also move sideways. The articulation on these is very good. Now, I can feel a hint of articulation at the waist here. But he doesn't want to move too much. You also can hardly see it. I do love how the plastic up there is actually like skin toned. It could have just been continuing on as a great plastic. But yeah, there is some ab crunch or something like in there. But because of his rubber clothes, you don't get too much use out of it. But it does allow him to turn completely at the waist. He can do a pretty good split. Damn, very nice, very nice. And of course they can turn around all the way at the leg. Got like a joint there. You just got a single jointed knee, probably due to the sculpt. But it's like you can move forward that much and backwards that much. So you get a fair range of articulation. And apparently his legs can pop off. Somebody didn't glue his crotch. Well, somebody didn't glue him at the crotch apparently. We can fix that, but that is a bit of a shame on you, Neca. Thankfully, nothing actually broke. It's just that his crotch can, how do you call that? Unpeg. I got startled there for a moment, but everything is good. Anyway, onwards to the foot. The foot can, of course, do a full turn, and we get a little, well, because of the shoe design, it can only go forward that much and backwards that much. Now, as I was guessing, I'm guessing this hand is to hold this big thing like so. The thin holding hand are for things like the golf club, and these hands are for like the baseball bat and everything. That is how he looks with his golf bag on his back. And if you want to exchange hands, just like with most of these, you can, oh, they are tight though, so it is. You can pop these out, be careful though, because they are not the most sturdiest, but you can just peg in a new hand. And if it's tight, just, you know, twist it around a bit until it just pops in. Don't try to push it in by force, because then you might break things. Be careful, always be careful. But you can just pop in the baseball bat. Now, things like this hockey stick, they can fit in there, but like this one, I don't remember him having a big one in his back like this. Maybe it was from another scene, but as you can see, that is way too big for that. And while you look at the beautiful Casey Jones making his little pirouette on the stand, I just want to take a moment, because I only just noticed now on the inside of the box, it's a nice little printout. So if you want to display both of these figures nicely, you can put them on this little like sewer display. Of course, I can't aim for shit. My depth perception like this is awful, but yeah. Sewer 1, Casey Jones, nothing. Anyway, moving on to Raphael. And here we have a giant turtle in a trench coat heading to the movies. Where did they come up with those things? Anyway, he does look absolutely fantastic, if I do say so myself. And before we take a look at him up close, let's first take a look at all the accessories he comes with. Now, of course, just as with the big 1/4 scale Ninja Turtles, he comes with a little pizza slice. There's some olives and some greens on there, some paprika, I'm guessing. Nice and cheesy. It's a cute little accessory. And as you can see on the figure, he has a little bandana that comes around his neck, but alternatively, you can replace it with either this one or this one for more action-oriented shots, because these are from plastic, unlike the bigger ones, which were fabric. But this actually does like give greater posability, or like not posability, but posing options, because the cloth will always just drop down anyway. But here you can make more dynamic poses. And of course, the figure himself comes with like slightly clenched fists for just holding items regularly, but he does come with alternative hands. You can open an open hand, a pointy hand, and the same again, but then for the other side. And yes, of course, he does come with his sai. Very, very nicely done. Now let's take a quick look at Raphael himself. He's got his cute little hat there. And the hat has a little notch for the bandana, so the hat sits nice and tight. It doesn't fall off. But if you want it to be taken off, you can just pop it off like that and reveal his bald, green, ugly punker face. And oh my god, just look at the details on that. It's absolutely beautiful. And he does come up with his backpack and everything. He's got a nice little trench coat, even the tiny buttons. Fake button sewings, pockets. Are they real pockets? They are real pockets, people. They are real functioning pockets. Oh my god. They are real functioning pockets. There you have it. Oh my god. That is absolutely fantastic. I did not expect that. I thought it was just a sewn-on bit and that's it. But they're actual functioning pockets. Oh yeah, and of course then these hands, if you pose them right, you can just like this, or posing with his hands in his pockets. Very, very, very nice. Let's just take off his backpack there for a bit. So we can take a closer look. It's got just like an indent, so it fits easier on the back. You don't actually notice this when he's wearing it, so that's very nice. It is a very nicely detailed backpack. I think it's pretty much the same as like with the big figure, which is also like hollow on the inside. Now let's just for now undress this fella, shall we? So we can have a more proper look at his posability. There. So yeah, if anyone is wondering like, oh, what's the difference between like the single Raphael and the disguised Raphael, basically absolutely nothing, except that you get more accessories with this version. And I'm guessing if you want the regular Casey Jones, with the hockey mask on, at least for now. I have no idea what the future release of Casey Jones will bring. Maybe you'll have the removable mask, but anyway. You might as well just buy this version with Raphael and just the other 3 turtles separate. Because you get the same Raphael, just with more accessories. It's kind of weird how they release it like this with Casey Jones instead of like a separate Casey Jones. Because now you're going to get a Raphael anyway, so I can imagine for people that want other characters besides the Ninja Turtles, the single release Raphael is a very uninteresting release. Then again, I think that one sold out fairly quickly as well anyway. Let's look at the details on those movie figures. Absolutely gorgeous, including the shield. Now before we check posability, let's just do a small little comparison, just how he looks compared to his big friend. Now we get the same head sculpt, and the paint job is very identical to the from small to big. That is absolutely incredible. It really is just, this really is a miniature version of this first release. All the details are there. Can you zoom in on Raphael's? There, now you can see the scar on his cheek there. Which he has the same there. Now the difference would be like, this is cloth, and this one has like interchangeable banana parts. You gotta wiggle it a bit to get it out. You can just pop it out. Just replace it with this one. Or whatever type of dynamic posing you would want. It really does make a difference, because like this, you know, could be doing like an action pose. Yeah, sure you can. Like this. Well, he's obviously falling down now. So that would be one advantage versus the cloth on the big guy. Because on the big guy, no matter how you pose him, it will always just be like that. Anyway, as for articulation, he can look up, well, he can look forward about that much, but he can look down very, very good. And of course, can do a full 360. His arm goes up about that much, but of course it can turn around at the shoulder completely, just like at the elbow. We have a double jointed elbow, although it is a little bit hindered by the elbow pad. And you can turn at the wrist. And we do have some wrist swivel. Not too far back. Once again, it pops up against the leather armband, but you catch the drift. You can do a fairly good split. And it seems that this one is actually glued down at the crotch, or no, the shield bit goes over the crotch anyway. It's molded over. Again, just a single. Oh no, wait. This one actually has. He has a double jointed knee. And his foot goes forward about that much, backwards about that much, and of course it can do it all the way around for posability. Now, of course, there's nothing at the waist, so that we do get a little bit of upper body movement there. And as you can see, he has a little bit of a sort of ab crunch, I guess. And very cleverly, I like the way how they solved this, so they don't get like a weird gap. That is very nicely done. Very nicely done. This really is just like a miniature version of the big ones. It's just smaller, and this is different. But other than that, it is identical, but just smaller. Very, very nicely done. Doesn't it look absolutely beautiful? Now, before we finish off for today, let's pose them up with Casey for one last shot. Oh, and yeah, they do fit in there. Boop! And there we have them back to back. They look absolutely gorgeous, and I'm kind of happy I actually went with these. Now, probably will be selling the bigger ones because, well, they do take up a lot of space, and if they're not going to finish all the characters for those releases, I will just go in with this scale instead. Even though they might not fit too well with like the Black Series and stuff. I'm guessing these were 7-inch scale, right? Instead of 6-inch. I would have preferred it if they were 6-inch. Because then they just, you know, fit in with all the other figures in all just, you know, in point of like making action photos or pictures with like crossovers and whatever. Just, you know, for fun photography. It would be nice if all the figures would scale together, but the Toon Turtles scale well enough with the Marvel Legends and everything from NECA. So these will just have to go all on their own. But my God, they do look beautiful on their own. Anyway, audience, thank you for dropping by once again. And I hope I will see you next time, because we got plenty more figures to go where this came from. See you next time. And don't forget, Cowabunga!